You know, I don't think that's been mad is like working with the same bunch of guys since like school, which is quite a strange concept really, because it's like, you know, if you can, because people like have egos and fallouts and stuff, and you know, if you can do something like that and still come out of it at the other end with a bunch of men, I think that's quite special really.
It's fun. It's good to hear these songs and then go and play them, you know, and fun to rehearse them and arrange them and, you know, do what we've always done for 8 weeks. It's like, is this a job? No.
You know, it's great because you work in a studio and just when it's getting boring and turning to routine, you get to, you know, travel and come to Montreux and then go to Italy and it's you know, it's a really good life. What can you say? And just when you get, you know, you're getting ill all the time and you're bored of touring, you get to go home and write new music. So when the balance is right, then it's just it's great.
Stink up, he's been hanging around for days. Comes like a comet, suck at you but not your friend. And he'll get to you and teach you how to be holy. Can you do it to yourself? You do. And that's why I really to yourself, just you, no one else. You do it to yourself. You do it to yourself. You don't get my sympathy hanging out the 50th floor. I changed the locks 3 times, you still can't reeling through the
At the end of OK Computer, I mean, I think it's funny, we came away from that and you think, I mean, in essence, what was there, you know, going around, playing to very responsive audiences, going around fascinating places, and travelling very nicely. I mean, all these things, and also, you know, supposedly doing something that you love. All these things should add up to the most amazing experience, and they didn't at that point.
We were pretty tight as a band before we signed, and then when you have a hit, the very nature of it, you know, the way that implodes on different people and the way that, you know, it affects egos and stuff like that, and people, you know, it's a big deal. Suddenly everybody wants to shake your hand in America, and someone's pointing at tongue going, "Hey, you're the creep guy." And that obviously, you know, that the band, in order to personally survive those things, the way that we did was we sort of shrunk into ourselves.
I think that was the worrying thing. It did actually break down the lines of communication for us. And that's what we had to rebuild over a couple of years.
I think that everybody was suffering from a little bit of the same thing, because what happened was everybody lost confidence. It wasn't just me. Everybody lost confidence. So it was really, you know, it was a sinking ship. But I think I was probably feeling it the worst. And then when we went and played in front of people, we got our confidence back.
Please could you stop the noise and try to get somewhere? From all the unborn chicken voices in my head. What's that? What's that? When I am king, you will be first against the wall. Yeah. With your opinion, which is of no consequence at all. What's that? What's that? Your mission makes you look pretty ugly. Yeah, kids screaming Gucci little Peggy.
In fairness to us, I think we did the best that we could around OK Computer, but things are much, much better now. as well. You know, we have learned to be rather more open with each other, and I think rather more forgiving with each other as well now. So it makes for a much happier environment.
Rain now, come on, rain now, oh, rain.
The thing about a band is that, you know, when we formed this band when we were 17, you know, you're in a state of arrested development. You know, a band can do that. And then, so while your mates are kind of at home and that they've got serious relationships, and even some of them might start having had children, and it's like, well, you know, I've turned 30 in a hotel room and I still, you know, there's part of it that's great, but you're 18 years old still. So what we had to do, when we made the Kid A, we had this rapid sort of, you know, growing up period that went on, accelerated growth.
I think a lot of people have very similar experiences where you go for a while and then you crash, you know, because it's sort of you get into it for peculiar reasons, and they're not necessarily the reasons of just self-aggrandizement and ego. You know, sometimes it's because, well, actually you really love what you're doing. Stop.
Just as we did when we were recording Kid A, we had to, you know, completely rethink how we worked in the studio and how we were going to work in a band. You know, it's kind of like to save that whole process of doing Kid A and Amnesiac and then going out and touring. It was more or less a process of, you know, not saving the band so much, but making it worthwhile again.
When we finished the Kid A record, I got back into it because the whole record was based around this idea of hiding, which I think I'd picked up very much from the electronic thing, because there's no identity in electronic music unless someone's singing, which I found very inspiring. And then when we were suddenly touring it, suddenly I'm singing it, and suddenly you're standing in front of the mic and you're like, well, okay. And you sort of think, well, actually this isn't so bad.
Who's in the bunker? Who's in the bunker? Remember that children fast, and the children fast, and the children are left until my head comes off. I swallow
after we'd finished that record, I went and did a session with Polly Harvey and with Bjork, and watching them work made you sort of think, well, maybe this isn't so bad. I especially remember the sort of duet with Bjork. We did it at the same time, and just watching her singing, it was sort of like, it was really inspiring. It was, I just sort of, it suddenly made me feel very uptight, and so it got me back into the idea of responding to a particular moment, and that's what you do. And la, la, la. So then when we came to do this record, it was I was itching to just sort of get on with it.
we've just done this period of doing festivals, you know, like Worked and Glastonbury and everything, and it's good to actually have, you know, similar kinds of shows in a block, because then you get used to playing, you know, at festivals you get used to not actually having a sound check, just going out there and doing a lot of things on the fly, really, and you get used to the kind of the sound that comes back off that. But at the same time, it's nice to actually then be able to move on to the next kind of show, really, after that. Just, you know, just keeps you on your toes, for starters, and you can do different kinds of sets according to what kind of show you're playing as well. So, you know, with 6 albums worth of material now, it's, you know, you can actually cover that whole spectrum, really.
Personally speaking, what I wanted to do this time at Glastonbury was for us individually and collectively to enjoy it, because we didn't enjoy '97, and so this time it was trying to enjoy it, and it was good. I really enjoyed it.
It was good to do it again. It was like exercising a ghost, really, for us, because first time we did it, we had quite a rough time. It was a really good gig. I mean, the reason it was a good gig first time because of the tension, but psychologically speaking, at the time for us, it was such a big mountain to climb, and then it was a little bit like, well, now what? It was a different thing, Glastonbury, this time, because I spent most of Sunday walking around and seeing that really, you know, there's lots of festivals out there, and a lot of festivals, especially Glastonbury, really aren't about the music anyway. We had a really, really nice time. We camped there. Mr. Evis let us camp on his lawn in a big teepee. It was bizarre. It was so cool. The didn't sleep at all for like 2 days, but it made you forget about it really quickly and made you think. It was just very pleasant. It didn't feel like such a big deal this time by the end of it, you know what I mean?
The more we do this, I think, you know, I think the more we become aware that it's a fairly lengthy process to get yourself in the right frame of mind to go and do a show and do it properly, do it justice.
We rehearse for a couple of weeks near our home in Oxford. We all live very close to each other, and we just play together for a couple of weeks, and that's sometimes enough. And even if it isn't, it's nice to feel us improving as the tour goes on as well. You know, it's changing all the time.
1, 2, 3.
It's not like it used to be, it was, smoke away. It's like now there's a kind of like, okay, there's almost a ritual to it. We do a set list first, then we sound check for about an hour and a half, and then we have sort of 3-4 hours to eat and just chill out.
Hyperventilating, like not able to eat. Very, very tense.
I saw the moon. I spoke too soon. And how much did it cost? I was dropped from
With Tom, you're working with someone who commits so much emotionally when he's performing that there has to be some kind of like validity for you being there, other than like let's get in and let's get back again. Because if you started like playing concerts under that premise, then you might as well be like, it's trying to get away from feeling that you're a tin of sardines and you're being the cans being opened every night and then peeled back up again, I suppose. And it's made it a lot easier if you're playing in sort of, the last day of exams for all the kids, 16-year-old kids in Italy, right next door to the matriculation school in Florence, and you're doing 2 shows there, and you've got all these, to be part of that, to sort of punctuate like people's lives like that, it's really great, rather than playing somewhere with like a 1 kilometre circular car park lot around it.
Something for the rag and bone man over my dead body. Something big is gonna happen over my dead body.
At the moment, Go to Sleep. It's a player's favourite at the moment. The Gloaming. Now that's because that's moved on from what we did on the record, really. Because we've got the live drums on there now as well, and it's what Johnny's doing with taking, samples of that and then messing about with it in the Max program. It's those things which is kind of like the signpost to have been in the past to what comes next for us, really.
Finally, I'm getting back into programming and writing computer programs, basically, rather than using other people's. And it's great, they keep breaking and crashing, but when they work, they don't sound like other things, because no one else would write them like that, would want to. So you're using computer in a slightly more raw way, I suppose. And that's what I'm really responding to at the moment. I'm loving it. I think everyone's really into it, because it's funny, when you use commercial music software, you feel yourself being led down a certain path of making music, and you just end up sounding like everyone else, which doesn't make sense, because you should have no limits.
Genie let out of the bottle, it is not a witching out. Murderers, you're murderers, we are not the same as you. Genie let out of the bottle, funny how, when the walls bend, with your breathing, when the walls bend, with your breathing, with your breathing. They will suck you down to the other side. They will suck you down to the other side. They will suck you down to the other side. They will suck you down to the other side. To the shadows blue or red, shadows blue or red. Your alarm bells, shadows blue or red, shadows blue or red. Your alarm bells, they should be red. 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 This is the goal.
We wanted these songs to be alive, basically a live record, because the way we've been playing live, because this is the thing, you know, we felt that we had to document this band at this time, because we'd really been doing the best gigs of our life, you know, we sort of, there's a swagger, you know, we can groove, so let's document this period.
Yeah, unlike Kid A, where we hadn't done any preparation before we went into the studio, this time we knew that we wanted to tap into, you know, what was going on in, you know, the kind of the energy that was coming off live performances from Kid A and Amnesiac, and also actually be prepared, you know, actually have songs that we knew by the time we got into the studio, and to be in a position where we were playing well as a band, and actually going out and doing a tour is the only way that you can do that, really, and actually really solidify that whole side of it. So, but consequently, by the time we got into the studio in LA for the first fortnight of recording, everything was flowing, really.
Dragging out the window, dragging out your dead, saying I miss you. Snakes and ladders, flip a lid out, pops a crack and snaps you in the head, naps you in the neck, kicks you in the teeth, steel toe cap, makes all your credit cards, get up, get the guns, get the eggs, get the flying in the face, the flying in the face, the flying in the face. Dance you fucker, don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you fly in the face. Take you where the love is given, take you where the pictures up, take you to the text now. Let me back.
band-wise, you know, we're not really looking beyond the touring at the moment. I think we know that, you know, we love what we do. We love being musicians, and as collaborations go, this is a pretty good one, really, in Radiohead. So I think we can see a lot of potential left in it.
We've got to carry on doing it and enjoy it and be, you know, the day that it feels like it's some kind of, he says, never say never. But, you know, I just don't think we're kind of one of those bands who are going to be, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years' time, just, so we won't be, but that idea of a band going out and just playing greatest hits, and you hear Creep and we're in our 50s, that's not what we're about. That's not what we're about.
I think one good thing about us is that this is as good as we can play. You know, it's not as though we can effortlessly play any style of music and kind of, you know, do a competent jazz number and some blues and it's like we can't. We can just do this. So that's why it's still exciting, I suppose, because it doesn't feel effortless. It doesn't feel like, you know, we're coasting. It's still a bit of a fight in a good way.
It's still amazing when like Tom plays you a song and it's just like, and it just reminds you when, you know, he sent you a cassette when you were like 17, 18 at college from Exeter of like songs he's working on, and you still get that same feeling. So that's just enormously privileged, really.
It's a totally different band now. We're much more together. We're, you know, we don't have those huge swings of emotions. You know, we just, you know, we have. There's a really good level of just. I mean, a lot of it's fun now, which it wasn't before.
We play now much more confidently, and if you make a mistake, you know, if it falls apart for 3 bars, you're not sort of thinking, oh my God, everyone's going to hate us because we made a mistake, which is what was happening on OK Computer. You felt like you're constantly on the line. You're constantly trying to prove something to people because of the hype. And having burst the bubble, you don't feel like that anymore, and you feel much more free.
I'm such a dreamer to put the world to rights. I'll stay on forever, 2 and 2 always makes it Bonsoir.
Oh, zon, het zonde, zonde.